What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. I think this is our first Wednesday, 7th. Yeah, first Wednesday of September. It is my birthday month, actually. I turned 30 on September 30th, so I'm pretty excited about that. But how's everybody doing? Before we even just went live, thank you Pi and GFunny. They both gifted a sub. It looks like Pi's went to Grant's Auto Essentials and GFunny's went to Red Giant Gaming. Thank you both. Today we are going to be doing some resin printing. In this box we've got the Anycubic D2, which on the outside looks much like most other resin printers, but on the inside it's actually using DLP technology, which is completely different. We'll take a closer look at that once we open it up, but most resin printers use a LCD screen where it projects a negative image, and that's what the UV light source passes through and cures the resin one layer at a time. This uses a projector, and so because of the fact that it's using a projector, you get a couple of benefits. The first is that the life expectancy of a typical monochromatic LCD screen, if I'm not mistaken, is 1,000 to 2,000 hours, I believe, give or take, while I think they're claiming, I have to look, I think they're claiming 20,000 hours. So that's pretty awesome. Also, with the LCD screens, since they're acting as a mask, LCD screens are translucent, or transparent translucent, which is how they're able to allow light to pass directly through them, and then where they have the negative image or the black, I guess, mask, the light isn't able to pass through, but typically still a little bit of light is able to pass through, and some of that will give you like a bit of bleed into your prints, while with this setup, it's just glass underneath it, and so you should be able to get really, really precise XY resolution. I mean, regular LCD screens or LCD printers, MSLA, are incredibly precise as well, but this should be even more precise. So I'm excited. I got to play around with MSLA printers a little bit. No, DLP printers a little bit at Matter Hackers. They sold a company called Sprint Ray, but they're typically meant for like medical uses, and so they started at like $5,000 or $6,000 a piece. So this one's going for, I believe, $700. I've got it pulled up here, but it's the most inexpensive DLP printer I've ever seen on the market. So what's going on, everybody? Aliens, Skydown, Jason, Luke, Rain, Maker Vikings here, Nuno, CNC Maker, Lisa is here. Yeah, so I'm trying to think what else. Today we're gonna unbox this. We're gonna do some printing. JAYO sent us some translucent resin. It's really inexpensive stuff. I looked it up online and they actually ended up giving a coupon code. But this stuff is, right now it's $24.99, but it says save an extra $2. And then they also gave us a 15% off coupon that's good for the entire month. So I haven't used it yet. We're probably going to try it today. The only thing is Anycubic has specific DLP resin for this printer, but it cures at roughly the same wavelength, if I'm not mistaken. So we might try the JAYO resin to see if it works, and if it doesn't, we'll just put a little bit in there. Then we'll swap it out for one of these that I purchased off of Amazon, which is specifically formulated for DLP. But I believe there should be some cross-compatibility because of the wavelength that they share, but I'm not entirely sure. I haven't exactly gotten a lot of chance to do experimenting with different resins on DLP printers. Yeah, that's what's going on today. What's going on, Board Gaming? I got my ship notification for the shirts a couple days ago. Nice. Yeah, I'm excited. I think a lot of people, at least in the United States, will start getting them in the next week here. So on top of that, last week we unboxed and started a test print on the Sovol SV04, which is the IDEX printer. And so many people were giving me crap for using my fingers to remove the small prints, the little printing, like calibration prints we were doing to set the XY offset, and said that I needed a plastic spatula. Or a plastic scraper. So I did print one because I couldn't take the abuse anymore. So I officially have one that will just get hung up here. So anytime I need to try to scrape something off of a build plate moving forward, I will have that there. I was thinking of what to print, and I happened to see it and was like, that is the exact thing I need to print. Other than that, not a whole lot of crazy new stuff. I ordered this off Amazon. I purchased this scale not long ago. It is a gram scale to be able to, I used it for the video where I tested how well the Sunlu filler dryer was able to actually absorb moisture out of a sponge. And a lot of people were telling me that I needed even a more precise scale. So after watching Stefan from CNC Kitchen's video, we now have a milligram scale. So we can measure all the things. If we need to see how heavy a tool head is, we've got that. If we need to see, you know, smaller measurements for things like moisture absorption, we can do that with the milligram scale. So with that, hey, what's up, zombie? Got some wet filament. I'm sure I do. I haven't had as much of a moisture problem since we moved here compared to where we were at in California. Hey, Gunnar, thanks for becoming a member. I haven't had as much of an issue here. Like, I actually recently printed with some of this TPU that's been open for a really long time, and I was expecting it to hiss and pop at me like it did in California, and it just didn't. Not that I still can't, like, the material won't still benefit, but it hasn't been as extreme as what I'm used to. Okay. So let's go ahead and get this opened up. Setup is going to be near identical. I opened the top of this just to originally get a photo for the thumbnail. And look at this foam. It's so happy. Like, I don't know why it makes me so happy, but like somebody thought like, hey, we have to put a foam block on top. And most people would be like, yeah, just put a foam piece. But no, someone decided that happy face foam is the way to go. And I'm not upset. It made me, and it is making me happy right now. On top, we've got a piece of leveling paper, which is pretty thin, maybe a little bit thicker than standard printer paper, but close to the same. We've got our quick start guide, which again, it's basically the same as most all resin printers. Get our blue lid. So this is Anycubic's second DLP printer. They did launch the first one on Kickstarter, I think about a year ago now, and it seemed like it was pretty successful, although after that point, I haven't heard quite as much about it since, but this one, they decided not to go the Kickstarter route, and I am not upset about that, since they are such a big company and have had so many printers out there. First time actually catching a live stream, super excited. I'm a big Anycubic fan as is. It's cool to be able to see this. Hey, well, I'm glad you're able to catch it. We might end up, hey, what's up, G-Funny? Hey, Carl, we might end up starting to do a secondary live stream. My days off are Wednesday and Sunday, and Sunday I usually do a lot of prep stuff for like video work. So it's probably going to end up being either Mondays or Fridays. And the only issue is that because of work, it will be a night stream. So it's going to eliminate a lot of probably people in Europe being able to watch it unless you work like Graves and can have on the stream. But there's a lot of printers and projects and things happening and coming in. And I just don't feasibly see how I'll ever get caught up or get the projects done that I want if we do one stream a week. So I'm not saying it will be in every single Monday or Friday. It might be like on a case-by-case basis or bi-monthly, so like twice a month instead of weekly, but I have a feeling that's going to happen. I haven't fully committed yet, but I'm thinking that's going to be the case. If that is the case, is there a preference on Mondays versus Fridays? I feel like Fridays would be easier for people to stay up, but also I know Fridays would be more of a day where people are out doing things, so let me know. Hey, congratulations, Sem. Okay, so let's take a quick look down, because this is, for anyone that's, you know, used to seeing a resin printer, typically You guys can't see because I didn't switch the camera because I'm a goof. Let's switch over. Let's put this on the ground for a sec. Okay, so typically this is an LCD screen, and that's what acts as a mask, then the light source passes through. For this guy, it's just a clear piece of glass. And if you look, you can see down there, you've got the bulb or the, yeah, I guess the bulb for the projector, which is towards the back. And then you've got the mirror that is bouncing that up towards this glass. So it's working completely different than an LCD that creates a mask. This one is not creating a mask. It's basically just shining light through where it needs to be. There's a, gosh, Zach from, oh gosh, why am I brain farting right now? Every time I stream, I start to brain fart. It is, 1 second here. Talked about him so many times on this stream as well, but where are you? Voidstar, Zach Friedman from Voidstar Labs. He did a video that does a absolutely fantastic job of explaining the tech. If you are interested, I would highly recommend checking it out at some point. The video is titled 4 Million Tiny Mirrors, the Insane Engineering of DLP, and he's using this particular printer to show and explain kind of how it all works, and the tech inside of it is absolutely insane. Like, an MSLA printer is fairly simple. I mean, it's basically just LCD screen projecting image, but, or not projecting it, an LCD screen with an image, and then you have light shining through. The way that the DLP technology works inside of the sort of projector array, it is really, really insane stuff. So yeah, this video right here is absolutely awesome. I can actually copy linked address. I'm gonna paste it into the Discord in the live stream group. If anyone, actually just in chat, if anyone wants to watch it later on in general chat, it will be over there. But it's a super cool video. He does a great scientific breakdown that's definitely better than what I will be able to do. Let's see. There we go. That's what I thought of when you posted this live stream. See some nice prints of the D2 already from people I know who have it. DLP projects an LCD image off of a spinning mirror through a lens to the surface that you're projecting to. DLP projects an LCD image off of a spinning mirror through a lens. I've been a stay-at-home dad since February, and my minion started daycare this week. Either of those 2 days work for me, as it'll keep you from being so nervous. Okay, awesome. Well, hopefully everything's going well with daycare. Mondays will be my vote. It's just a good way to start the week. Yeah, I kind of agree with that too. I feel like it'll be a nice way. Yeah, so it's a 2K projector, and I believe I was told it's a 51 micron XY resolution, but it's the fact that the edges don't have bleed because of the technology means that you'll get even better results than what you get at a comparable or even higher resolution LCD printer. So it's cool to see that. It's super cool to see that, because that's the main, that is the main thing that differentiates this machine from the other machines on the market. Because from the outside, it looks much like a standard resin printer from what you'd see. The bottom looks about the same. You can see here DLP Texas Instruments, which again, it's just really cool that Anycubic is doing that. I mean, Texas Instruments, a lot of people are familiar with them. Let's take a look around the side of the machine. So on the right side, we've got a power switch, a full-size USB port. Backside, we've got, looks like exhaust fan, power supply, or power input jack. Base is plastic. The actual frame or body of itself is metal. But this base right here is definitely injection molded. We've got single linear rail, single lead screw. I mean, pretty standard from everything here up to what you'd see. Let's go ahead and let's get it set up. Let's see what else also came with it here. Oh, what did I recommend watching this video twice to catch more of the puns. Oh my gosh, yeah. It's I talk fast, and it always makes me happy seeing someone that talks as fast, if not quicker. I'm like, I'm not alone. Okay, so I guess we can look at what, because if anyone's just wanting to see all the things that would be included with it. It's a lot of the standard stuff you'd expect with a resin printer. So power supply, a couple of these filters for filtering resin like back into a bottle. It's got a little kind of, I believe it's a wire screen mesh, or maybe it's a fabric mesh, but it just, if there's any hard cured pieces of resin, it'll filter them out so you can get just the clean resin out. Some gloves. We've got a knob, which is going to be to attach our build plates, metal scraper, USB, is it USB flash drive? Yeah, flash drive. And then a couple masks. I don't know what this is. Oh, this is a screen protector accessory. It looks more like it's a rag. We've got some Allen keys, another plastic spatula, not as cool as the one I printed, and yeah, that's about it. I mean, it's all pretty standard stuff. Well, I've got everything I need. We'll take, we can take the Allen keys out. We'll take this to wipe it down. Gloves I've already got. Filter I've got as well. Let's put all this stuff off to the side. Anyone see the baby resin Anycubic will release tomorrow? I saw, so I watched part of their like 7, oh, Delilah. She's the reason the doorstop thing keeps breaking or popping off. So I watched a bit of Anycubic had like their 7-year anniversary special thing, I think is what it was, the live stream. The audio was kind of jacked up for a huge chunk of it, but I was able to see this, the new Cobra Go, I think is what it's called. It's basically like the Cobra, but it's a smaller version of the Cobra, if I'm not mistaken, and it's like $200. And then they teased a massive spaceship-looking resin printer as well as a tiny one, but I didn't see any specs or information about it. Take a speech or acting class. The first thing they teach you is to slow the hell down. Most people talk faster when trying to project to a large number of people. Interesting. Yeah, I have a really hard time. I get so excited about so many things, and my brain always feels like it's going a million miles an hour. So to slow down, it's like, it is such a struggle for me. Okay, and then we've got one more, it was supposed to be our build plate. I want to get this up and printing fairly quickly because I know when we did the Saturn, we hardly got any printing going in that video or that stream because I spent so much time talking. So build plate, little bracket for build plate. We've got our vat, which I believe is plastic from what I had seen. Yeah, it's just a plastic vat. A lot of little particles in there. And then it's just your standard, like you replace it by basically removing all these screws, it pops out, then there's more screws, and you sandwich a piece of FEP inside of that. So we'll take this box, throw it in here, and then build plate's gonna be, this has kind of been Anycubic's go-to build plate. It works, things stick really well. My concern is that things sometimes stick too well. I highly recommend a resin flex plate for anybody that's got a resin printer if there's one compatible. Wham Bam has been the one I've used and it's been great, but it's got a laser etched checkered pattern on here, which gives the resin a bit more bite, which is great to hold your prints down, but it also can make it a bit more challenging to release the prints. Okay, so let's go ahead and plug this in. Let's see. It's great when I'm resin printing. I feel like I'm in the show with gloves and a respirator on. I hope the SVO4 got working well. Yeah, the SVO4, we did get it calibrated towards the end of the stream, and we printed this guy. I think we started it on stream, or maybe yeah, we did. It turned out fine. The eye on this side was bulging a little bit, and it definitely had some pretty steep overhangs, but honestly, considering this was just like no tuning at all, well, that's that's not true. No tuning as far as color changes go in the slicer. There was a lot of calibration that we had to do, but that turned out pretty good. And I'm planning on doing, playing around a bit with some water soluble supports on it, which I'm pretty excited about. It's just so big. It takes up so much desk space. I think that's probably my biggest complaint about it right now. It's just the sheer size of it, especially because it's a bed slinger. It you know, takes up even more space. Okay, so let's plug this guy in. Oh look, a squirrel. Hey, what's up, Ahmed? I need to get flex beds for my resin. Yeah, I don't think any of my current printers have them. The ones that I had them installed on didn't make the journey, like the Anycubic Photon. No. The Poly Phenom went to a different home before I moved, and that had one installed. And then same with the Mars 2 that I had. I really want to get some in. Okay, we're plugged in. We're flipping on power. We got a little beep. Monkey does not like printers that beep. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit. Okay, hopefully that's visible. Pretty small screen. I mean, granted, like, how much do you really need to do on a screen for a resin printer other than the initial setup? So we've got our standard stuff: move up and down, test the UV, set our 0 focus. I don't know about that. That's interesting. Ooh, we can turn sound off. That makes me happy. Monkey will be happy. System info, Photon D2. It's got the firmware version. I mean, pretty standard stuff here. So let's get the thing calibrated, or at least get the bed installed. Move this up a little bit. Move you guys back. I'm pretty sure it's just, again, the same stuff we would normally do, but let's take a look. Oh, you ended up getting a Sobel? Well, that's awesome. I'm excited to see what you do with it, Pi. It makes me wish I'd gotten another set of the bimetal heat breaks so I could have given you 2. Hey, what's up, Mo? I don't know what we're printing yet. I'm gonna see if there's something pre-sliced. We're gonna test out this JAYO clear resin, unless it says, I don't see anything, like, does it say anything about here? Keep 3D printed accessories that reach your children, do not disassemble, yada yada. Resin recycling, print model. It doesn't say must use like our resin, so I don't know. We will try. Unlock and take out the accessories, plug in power, turn on machine, rise the Z to a certain height to ensure the toughened glass will not be scratched. Okay. So let's do that. So far it's looking, again, just like any other. We'll move the Z axis up. We're gonna wipe down the glass as well. There's a little bit of I don't know, marks on it. We will be doing our usual filament giveaway as well. It'll be, the form for that will get posted at in 1 hour and 7 minutes. For the Ender 3 S1, I still have those. The bimetal heat breaks might have gotten lost in the move. I think I still have them. I am planning on installing probably just the bimetal heat break that I've already got. And if for some reason that becomes problematic, then I will look into the one that you shared, which was the one that Chuck posted. Stream sponsored by Focus. I ordered oh, nice. Oh, sick. Okay, so you got the bimetal heat breaks. Awesome. Yes, please hit the like button if you have not. Okay, so we've got everything lifted. I'm going to open up our handy little screen wiper. This will be great for my glasses too. Oh, there's actually for external use only. So it does give you a little alcohol pad as well. Fancy. Very small. I mean, it's not a big screen, but like, they didn't splurge. The one that they give you at a restaurant is a lot bigger than this. But it looks like it's at least covering the area. So we got that, and then where's our dry? It's gonna dry before I even get to it. There we go. Yeah, it's such a trip. I like that it's glass though, because if for some reason, hopefully it never happens, but like I've had an LCD screen get damaged from a print getting stuck and it like cracking basically the LCD screen. hopefully this is going to be sturdier. I don't know how thick this glass is, but hopefully it's going to be sturdier than an LCD screen. And if for some reason it does break, I'm hoping that, like, you get a crack or something, I'm hoping that they'll have replacements, and I can't imagine a piece of glass being as expensive as like an MSLA LCD screen. Okay, so that's lifted up. We are going to, it looks like this, looks like these all need to come off. Yeah. Okay, let's do that. Move you guys down a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna actually, let's see. One of these drivers work? Too small. So it seems like we need to actually remove all of these. Try not to lose anything. It's been a bit since I've done resin printing. I've been playing around with the Saturn II a bit out in the garage, and that's got a video coming up. But aside from that, I haven't done so much. I actually, so JAYO had reached out regarding the resin, and that's why I was like, oh, sweet, yeah, we're actually going to be testing out some resin printers if you want to send a bottle of your clear. My game plan, at least my thought, is that the dust extraction head that I designed for the CNC machine, that perhaps, I still think I'm going to redesign a fair amount of it, but perhaps the end result, I can actually resin print it in a translucent or a clear resin and then coat it in a clear coat to try to keep it kind of glassy. And then hopefully I'll be able to actually see through it. And so I can see the spindle. While right now it's in PLA, which structurally is fine, but it's of course not, I can't see through it, which with a CNC machine, not that it's required, but it wouldn't be a bad thing in my opinion to be able to see the bit as it's routing or as it's cutting. So that's the goal. I don't know how well it'll work. Hey, what's up, Iggy? What's up, Drunk Leaf? I haven't seen you in a long time, man. What is up, Nawaz? Thomas, what's going on? Okay, so we've got this removed, and we're just basically, I don't think, it looks like it's mirrored, so I can't imagine. No, let the screws loose in this moment. Install and secure the printing platform. Yeah, so it looks like it's mirrored. It doesn't really matter what direction. And then we're just going to, for right now, kind of loosely hand thread them in. There is, I like this. Oops, I do like this. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but I like when they have the resin levels here. So, you know, max, so you don't fill it above max and have the platform drop in and then, you know, overflow resin everywhere. But then I also like that it has other notches. So if you slice up something, you can see like, cool, do I have enough resin? The only thing is you can't exactly go off of that because with the resin, you know, the resin won't all be completely even across the vat, especially once it gets lower. And so you can get dry patches. So, but it's still nice to just get a general gauge. I have a much easier time looking at a spool of resin and deciding, yeah, I think I've got enough versus, you know, looking in the vat. There's been quite a few times where I've looked in the vat and been like, yeah, I'm sure I should be good. And then, nope, the character's missing an arm or the head's missing or something like that. So I do like that it has some of those other levels on there. Okay, so this, I'm gonna loosen it even a little bit more here. I want it to be pretty free to pivot back and forth as well as move up and down. Yeah, it should be pretty good. Okay, so next thing we are going to do, I'm gonna raise you guys up. I can't see chat from here, I'm sorry. I keep going over to check. Dan, I know you're in chat. No, I still didn't get the TV. How does, Icky, shut your disgrace, hating Hawaii pizza. How does the D2 compare to the Photon M3? I don't know. I haven't used the Photon M3. The one thing is, which we talked about a little bit is, oh, that's interesting. It slides all the way. Well, I guess, yeah, because, duh, this guy needs to be in there. The key difference is the technology behind it, right? Like, you're paying quite a bit more for the D2. Like, I can show you guys, I had the web page pulled up. I believe the price going for the D2 right now is $699, which for this size, 3D printers, DLP, does it have the price? $679. So for the price, it's small, right? Like the work area on this guy is, where are we? Printing size. So 16.5 by 13.1 by 7.3 centimeters, or 6.5 by 5.1 by 2.9 inches. So it's a small build volume. The main things that you're getting is lifespan. So like I said, the LCD screen, you're typically, a monochromatic LCD screen, you're typically 2,000-ish hours. And it just depends, because I've damaged an LCD screen and got nowhere near that. And I've also seen people that have gotten more than that. Usually with an LCD screen, it won't necessarily fail all at once. You'll get kind of hot spots after a while. And so it just depends. It's kind of on a case by case, but I think that's an average. While the DLP, because it's not an LCD screen that's being degraded by UV light, it's a completely different setup. And the life expectancy is substantially higher. So there's cost savings in that. And then also it doesn't show here quite as well, but because the way the technology works, you get like zero bleed from light. So that should mean, in theory, insanely high precision prints, which for a lot of people doing hobby stuff, could it be overkill? Sure, absolutely. But DLP, the reason why it's been so popular in the medical industry is because of that insanely high level of precision. And usually DLP printers are thousands and thousands of dollars. So to get one at sub $1,000, although granted it's small, which is pretty standard for the DLP printers I've seen, even for multiple thousands, it is pretty awesome. So, but yeah, it's hard to compare the two. It's hard to compare the two because, you know, again, different techs, and yeah, it's tough. Hey, what's up, Steve? Finally here looking, hey, what's up, Delmar? Thank you for the spreadsheet tip of keeping track of parts and colors. Oh, that's awesome. And you're building a Trident, that's super cool. Please post photos when you start making some progress. Yeah, this would be awesome for casting. Vogue, I'm just giving everyone love today. Vogue, if you don't follow Vogue and you like resin printing, you absolutely should be. So I discovered Vogue. He primarily focuses on resin printing and casting specifically, but God, his stuff's so cool. He covered the this printer on his channel, but I just love like watching. He'll take a 3D print, a resin print, and he will go through the process of cleaning it up and casting it into metal, and it's just so freaking cool. Like, regardless of whether you have any interest in jewelry making or just, you know, some sort of metal, to me, I just find casting and mold making just so fascinating. So this is by far the most like niche in terms of like, this is what he focuses on, but he does just such a damn good job. So yeah, if you're not following Vogue and you have interest in like resin printing or casting, I highly recommend following Vogue. I am a huge fan. Super cool stuff. Yeah, dentists definitely use DLP. Yep. Okay, so let's continue on here. I'm gonna move. I just realized that I've got my head blocking what's happening. So we've got this on here. We're going to, so there's a little bit of wiggle. So I don't think it'll matter that much. Usually there's plenty of slop like or spare area around the outside where it's not a huge deal, but I'm gonna try my best to align the build plate parallel to the actual beam that it's attaching to. Then we'll go down, tighten this, get that nice and tight. Okay, and then we've got our leveling paper, which we will place right there. It should just be the same as normal, which is just to press the home button. Yeah. This says to go like this. Nope, it's not gonna work. Okay, so we're gonna press the home button, and now it should drop down. Oh yeah, yeah. Casting old car parts would be absolutely awesome. Casting is something I'm super fascinated with. Even just like silicone mold resin casting is something I've been interested in a long time. Just, hey, Emmett, thank you very much for the super chat. And it's like maybe super sticker. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's been something I've been interested in a long time, but because you need, for silicone molds at least, I want to make sure this is fully underneath the bed or the build surface. Okay, so it is. Because you need to use a like vacuum pot to remove, I guess, yeah, to use a pressure pot to remove any of the bubbles in the resin, or I think both resin and silicone, if I'm not mistaken. It just was way too messy for me to do inside, but now we have a garage, I'm even more interested in playing around with some mold making stuff. I'm really interested in actually taking the Modbot robot and making a master and then casting like little, maybe like 50 of them as like a little collectible figure. So I don't know. I think it'd be fun, even if it's just something I do for myself. Cool, my Pico showed up. I'm going to do the CAN thing with it. See if I can set it up on USB to CAN bridge. Try to run without U2C. Ted, you've become like the CAN man. Okay, so we've got this set. Now we should be holding it in place and then tightening the screws. So yeah, basically just going to, I'm doing my best to make sure, like looking at the left and right side, that it is also fairly parallel to the left and right side of the glass. It looks like I need to scoot it a hair. Actually, I can't scoot it very much. I guess if you look, it pivots a little bit, but then it kind of wants to move back. So what I can do is, while I'm tightening it, try to put a little bit of like this direction force on it to get it to sit in place. But all we're gonna do is find the screwdriver that I lost. How? Oh, okay, here it is. I was like, I haven't gone anywhere. How could I have lost it? And then we're just gonna go and tighten the 4 screws that we loosened. And just going back and forth, kind of, I guess, star pattern. I hear Delilah like in her pause. She's not supposed to do that. And we'll finish just tightening these up. Okay, we should be good with that. And it says after these operations, click set and pop-up window. I feel like I don't normally hit set Z0 because it's the home position, but we'll do that just because it's saying in case the Z equals 0 position is set to something different than home, like I don't know, from factory. We'll do this. I normally don't though, but we're going to do it because it's what it says. So basically just set Z0, because homing, the place where it homes to and the Z0 can be 2 different values. So to make sure they match, we'll do that. Setting okay, rise platform now, enter. Cool. Have you leveled your bed? Hey, what's up, Mr. Jada? Have you checked out chopped carbon fiber? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Have you checked out chopped carbon fiber casting with 3D printed molds? No, I haven't. That sounds awesome though. Do you know which city in Portugal? Oh, yes, yes, that's right. We were talking about Portugal. I did. I text my parents that stream. We were talking about Europe, and I had I'd gone to Portugal when I was younger, and we were trying to figure out where in Portugal it was. And my dad told me it's called, I'm gonna butcher this, Quarteira? Quarteira? Quarteira is where I went. Quarteira. Hey, what's up, Inappropriate? Thank you for the $5. I really need to get a resin printer soon. Yeah, they are a ton of fun. I seem to go through like ebbs and flows with resin printing where I'll use them quite a bit and then I won't use them. They're awesome for obviously any sort of like detailed miniature type thing. But there aren't actually a lot of resins out there that will allow you to make functional parts. I think that a lot of times it's sort of the quickness factor of the FDM printers to just snap it off at the end or you know, remove it from the build plate and you're good to go. That is why I prioritize it usually, but the resin printers are just so rad and they make just amazing looking parts. So they're very, very cool. Hey, Zombie, thank you for gifting a sub. Carl, you got a gifted sub from Zombie. Thanks, Zombie. Okay, so now we should just basically be putting the... Oh, it wants us to... Okay, we'll do this too. So it wants us to do a quick little test to make sure that the projector is working as it should. So we'll go to detection, and then it says to choose, which one? The center? I guess it doesn't matter. Far left one. And then we'll turn it on for, we'll do 12 seconds. That way everyone can see it. We will focus. Let's bring you guys a little bit closer. I'm actually kind of curious to see it as well. Oh, geez, that does not look nice. All right, let's go a little further back. I like this camera, but the focus on it just trips out. Okay, let's see what happens. Wow, it is way different than, man, it looks so much different than what an MSLA printer looks like. The MSLA ones are usually brighter up top here. That was interesting. Raise platform. Interesting. Yeah, it looks so different. I mean, it makes sense that it would look way different because the LCD screen is typically displaying the image, so it's just right there. Well, this, it's just the glass that it would be passing through. I wonder, I feel like if I go like this and show you guys the actual reflection of the mirror, it might be a little bit cooler to see. Let's try this. End exposure. Let's try it one more time. Kind of, ooh, I don't really want to look at it. It's way different looking. It's much less, I don't know how to describe it. It's just different. It's different looking. I wish I had like a right side by side with an MSLA, but it's definitely different looking, the exposure test. It appears to be working, which is good. That's what we want. Hey, what's up, Brendan? Love resin printers quickly becoming addictive. Yeah, they are amazing for making just really detailed stuff, like GIFs, artsy stuff. I mean, again, even functional stuff. I've seen people printing, so VOG does a lot of lost PLA casting or lost wax casting where you're actually burning out the material, but I've seen a lot of people use even, well, not a lot of people, that's, when I say a lot of people, I mean a few people, not like hundreds, but I've seen people use resin printers to actually create a master that they then will cast. Either they'll make the print on here, clean it up, and then make like a silicone mold, or I've even seen people print the mold directly on a resin printer, which is pretty freaking cool. So there's little dust bunny things on this. It's gonna bug me. 1 second. I'm going to quickly wipe down the FEP with just a tiny bit of IPA. I don't like to use a lot because I feel like it can kind of fog it if you use a ton, but usually a little wipe's fine. Okay, so we will place this guy in here. I need to raise these. Okay, so we're tightening the vat, and now I'm gonna raise, let's do one last thing here. I wanna raise the build plate higher so when I pour in resin, I don't get resin all over. It'll give me more of a open window. So when it comes to the resin, I didn't even think about this till after I actually watched I think it was VOG's video on the D2 actually, and I don't normally watch videos on machines I'm like testing out or playing around with, but I was curious to see his input on it because of the sort of level of experience and knowledge he has with resin printing and casting, and he played around with the first Anycubic DLP printer. But that's where I happen to see that there are box cutter. I grabbed a box cutter as well because someone said last time in stream that you should have a box cutter. Let me show you guys this. So this is DLP Craftsman resin. And I was under the impression that, I think it was again from Vog's video, that they added some kind of a powder to this that's supposed to help with printing it. But it is still that 365 to 405 nanometer wavelength, which is also what standard resin is. I did have the box cutter. I think you were the one that told me that, Alien. I did have the box cutter. I just needed to find it and bring it in here. So JAYO sent this, which is a pretty cool little jug of their resin. And it is clear, and it should also be, let's see, what does it say on it? Printing 4 to 15 seconds, sunlight, usage period, monochrome LCD screens. Cool, it gives you some parameters. When printing dark color, it's recommended to increase the exposure, start away from sunlight, yada, yada, yada. I believe, does it not say? I had seen this somewhere else, but I have to share. It's kind of funny. That is a slightly toxic. That's funny. I would say more than slightly toxic. You drink this stuff and you're not having fun. Hey, Aaron's here. I didn't even see you. I didn't see you there. Hi, hon. Hope your day's going good. Inappropriate. Let's see. I think what I saw is the powder was to make the resin blurry. The resolution is so high that it actually resolves the triangles in the STL. Wild. Okay. I'm way too ADHD to use a resin printing. I'm constantly get it everywhere and forget to clean it up. Yeah. I think that it's not a bad idea to have a dedicated space for it. Let me confirm. Let's see here. Let me also move you guys. Yeah, 405 nanometer. So we're gonna try it. They sent it, I'm curious to try it. It'll be a fun experiment. I'm hoping that there is just a small resin print on the SD card we can run, so that way if it doesn't work, I can just quickly filter it out and go again. While we're at it, before we plug this in, let's plug the flash drive into our computer and see what it comes with. I know that they said they recommend using their slicer, but I think they were working with Chitu and Lychee as well. Okay, so there is a test. Files English. Let's see what we got here. User manual. This is exactly what, I think this is exactly what was on the printed booklet that I have, but this is nice because the printed booklet is very small. It's not even I call it a pamphlet more than a booklet. And if you don't have great eyes for small text, this is way nicer. So cool, there's that. Oops. Again, if anyone is interested in trying this stuff out, the price is pretty inexpensive, and they did also give us a 15% coupon. I think the coupons can stack, so I think that you can get a kilogram of this stuff for $23.99 minus, another 15%, so another $3 off, so like 20 bucks, which if it ends up being nice resin, it is really inexpensive, which makes me happy for just general purpose, standard resin printing. Okay, so we got that, and then let me see. I have way too many things open. Hold on, let me move everybody. Just pop out chat. Let's see. Okay. Files, there we go. The coupon wouldn't accept on Amazon? Interesting. They said it was good from the 6th to the 30th, if I'm not mistaken. Huh, interesting. I will have to ping them then, Lisa. I'll reach out to them later on tonight and see what they say, because they told me it would work. Okay, so then they've got the Anycubic Photon Workshop, which they've had this software for a really long time. This is like from the original Anycubic Photon. We're gonna start with this, but I believe they said that Chitu works with it and that Lychee they're in talks with getting it set up. So that's at least cool. Let's do two things here. Let's get this installed. Photon Workshop, Windows. Hey, what's up, you do it? Yeah, it definitely is. Huh. Loading. It definitely is obviously messier than FDM printing and requires more of a station. But it's not terrible. Like if you have a wash and dry station or wash and cure station, I guess, right next to it, you can sort of keep it confined to an area, but, oh, I did not see this has been blinking at me. It's still, there's no denying that it is messier than FDM, and it does require some additional thought in terms of where you're going to be using it at. I'm waiting for a cheap CR10 size resin printer. It's going to be tricky because I think the MSLA screens are just pretty pricey in themselves. Run Anycubic Photon Workshop, yes. All right, interesting. There's a login element to it. Oh, there's a cloud. Interesting. Do you have to, or can you just do it locally? Looks like you can do it locally. I didn't know, I wonder if that's new. I didn't know they had a cloud type thing. Okay, so D2, leave it all stock. XY, that looks fine. Resin, default resin. Okay, so let's open up the test file here, if I can figure out how to do that. USB drive, test. I think this is a big print. 2 hours and 58 minutes. You know what? It's okay. We can still, so what we'll do is we'll start this. Okay, ceramic powder in the DLP resin, it diffuses light. Okay, good to know. Hey, what's up, Zarent? Resin, never mind, the Saturn II is big. Yeah, the Saturn II is big. Okay, good to know. So hopefully that means that we can still use a standard, you know, again, standard LCD resin. So let's go ahead and go back to side cam. Let me lift this up. We're gonna pour some of this resin in here and just fire it off and see what happens. Well, what we'll do is we will pause it maybe 15 minutes in to make sure that we see it curing and sticking to the vat. Let's see here. But hopefully it will work, because there's not nearly as much DLP resin on the market unless you go to the very expensive stuff. Just use Clipper. The original Photon is my current and only printer. Slows beat, but works well enough for all the minis and car emblems I print. Yeah, the original Photon to me was like such a staple as far as like resin printing actually being affordable for home users and actually being good. I didn't get in until the first resin printer I got was like kind of a no-name Alphawise, which was GearBest like brand. But then after that, I got the Elegoo Mars original, and that blew my mind. And it was pretty comparable to the original Photon. Okay, so to show good habits, I'm gonna put gloves on while pouring the resin in. I I always typically have gloves on when I'm handling like the resin print, but when I'm pouring it in, I don't necessarily always. But let's practice good habits here, especially because, well, because we should. And I got the gloves, so might as well use them, right? Okay, so let's open this big old jug of JAYO resin. Scissors I did not bring in, but we've got box cutters, so we can use this to cut the top. And then you should always shake up your resin. A lot of times, this is clear, so it might not be as big of a deal, but a lot of times the pigments will separate and they'll settle. Sometimes when the bed drops down, Dr. Modbot, exactly. A lot of times the bed, when it drops down, it will help to sort of mix up some of those pigments or dyes or whatever they're using, but in the bottle, they can definitely separate from each other. Okay, so we are going to pour, oh cool, they even have a little safety seal. Go on, JAYO. I like that. All right. Normally I'd use my teeth to remove this, but I'm not gonna do that with a resin print. If it was like a mustard or I don't know, something, what do I want to stab it with? Maybe if I just use just a poke. Damn, this is a really tough seal. All right. Punctured a tiny hole, should be able to work off that. Yeah, this is, they used pretty damn thick. I'm glad I put gloves on. They used pretty thick material. I'm also going to put this not with the cardboard boxes that are going to recycle. I'll put this over here. Okay. I'm so used to using, a lot of the bottles have like a brake seal that just kind of holds it in place, sort of like if you're opening a water bottle. Oh sweet, zombie shirt's on the way. Just ordered one today, super hyped to get it. Would you order the D2? Okay, let's pour this in. We'll go up to 180, like right there. Super bubbly. I've printed with clear resin, but it's been a very, very long time. Okay. Yeah, I'm glad I ended up putting on gloves because I got resin on my fingers. Oh, sick. That's so awesome. Just squeeze it really hard. Never. I've spilt terrible things over the years doing like 3D printing stuff and 3D printing videos. Gloop is awesome for you know, solidifying parts together, but it is the most gnarly, fumey smelling stuff ever. And I was 3D printing a large goose years ago at a PLA, and I thought I would use that to glue it together. And I was gluing the goose together, so like holding one printed part and the other printed part, I'd glooped it, set the cap back on, but it was loose still because I wanted to make sure I applied pressure quickly. And then one of the printed parts fell and I knocked over a huge bottle all over the carpet. And that was gnarly. We had to like basically leave our apartment for almost like a day with big fans on and the window open to get rid of all the fumes. And then something similar also happened with resin at one point. I think it was like I had a big tub of IPA and resin that had been dissolved and it also fell onto carpet. So yeah, definitely thankful that I have a garage now, and that's why most of the resin printing goes out there. I'm just too clumsy. Not a very not a very, I don't know what the word would be. I'm clumsy. That's what we're going with. Okay, so we are going to go back. We are going to go back again, hit print, hit this test file. It looks insane, and we're off to see the wizard. All right. It does look so cool when it comes down into the resin usually. Let's look at that without the cover, and then we'll put the cover on. It doesn't look as cool, I think, because it's translucent. No, it still looks kind of cool. Okay. Definitely don't see any, like normally on the LCD printers, I feel like I can see some sort of UV light around the build plate. I can't see anything on here. Let me listen, because I also don't know what they sliced this for. I don't know how long the burn-in layers are. Oh, it sounded like I heard the FEP peel and release. I don't know if you guys would hear it because I think I still have the noise cancellation on. Yeah, we'll let it do its thing for a little bit, and then we'll take a look. Hey, Kevin's here. Yeah, it was not fun stuff, Alien. 10 out of 10 would not recommend. Guess we can play around with the, 1 second here. We will post the giveaway form also in 28 minutes for the, Anycubic's on my mind, for the Polymaker filament. There are 80 people here. Can we get some like button smashing going on, please? Yeah, 31 likes and 83 people here, according to what I'm seeing. Pretty pleased with cherries on top. If you had cut the lid off, we wouldn't have the foamy head on the resin, for God's sake. Yeah, it's kind of a cool, it's definitely kind of a cool color. I'm so used to the red. Usually it's like a red or a pinkish orange. The blue looks cool. They only have the blue for their DLP. I'm still waiting, Kevin, on the hardware that I ordered for your Ender mod off of AliExpress. I believe it's officially in the States. It's in California, but what happens every time I've ordered from AliExpress since the move is it hits California, then it freezes for like 4 or 5 days. I don't know what USPS does with it for 4 or 5 days, and then it magically appears in Idaho. So hopefully it'll show up in the next week-ish, and then we'll have to figure out. Sorry, I was too engrossed. Like now. Thanks, Malcolm. Thank you, everybody. It was yeah. Hopefully, it comes soon so we can get that going. I talked about it earlier, but we're probably gonna start a second stream each week or every other week. I don't have it exactly set. It's gonna be nighttime because of work. I just can't. Hold on, I gotta change this. We're going retro. I can't do this. It's probably going to be, well, it's definitely going to be during the week, and because of work, it's going to be later, so I'm sorry to everybody not in the United States or Canada or, you know, somewhere, like, everyone in Europe, really, I'm sorry, but it's probably going to be, like, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Yeah. Because there are just too many projects and too many things that I have committed to or that I'm working on, and if we just do one per week, one stream like we're doing, I will never get remotely close to caught up. So I know, Dan, I'm sorry. It will be recorded. I know it's not as fun, but yeah, I don't have another way about it. My only other day off is Sunday, but Sunday I do a lot of prep stuff. Also, Sunday is Steve's stream day, and I don't. Granted, like, if I do it Monday or Friday, it's going to probably run into, like, Nero stream, but so I can't, like, can't really avoid it. And same with Loyal. I know he streams like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I think. So it's going to be inevitable. But Sundays are usually like my prep day for video stuff I'm working on. So yeah, it's probably going to be on. It's probably on a Monday, honestly. So I'll announce more when I know more. But that's kind of what I'm thinking. That's great. I just messaged you about the mod today. I made a dumb mistake with the website guide, which caused some delay with the release. So oh, I didn't even see, I didn't see that you messaged me, Kevin. Okay, well that works out then. Hopefully USPS does what they usually do and takes their sweet time. It's just the hardware, I mean the actual printed parts and stuff are fine though that I printed out, right? You're just saying that the actual guide that you're updating needs a little bit of work. That's why I stream at 1 AM, so at least a few European people can watch. Yeah, I can't, as far as burn-in layers, I don't know. This is a pre-sliced file. Let's see. Okay. Dropping down. 1, 2. Interesting. So there's another thing I'm curious about now, and that is speed-wise. Oh shit. Let me turn off autofocus just for a second here, because we're just gonna leave it at this view for a minute. So my other question now is this printer printing at speed similar to a regular LCD printer and not fast like an MSLA? So let's see if we go under. Let's switch over to here for a second. Hey, what's up, Jerry? Yeah, it's hard to avoid, Steve. I mean, it's gonna collide with somebody's, but I at least I know Sunday is your primary day of streaming, and so and also Sunday's just a day where like I'm typically prepping stuff for the week and video things anyway, so I don't think it's a great day anyway. But I at least it's something I'm trying to at least consider. Regular Discord. Badgering will commence. But how the hell am I going to badger you about TVs and stuff on a... There's a comment section for that. Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Nero. Sunday, Thursday, Steve. Wednesday's Modbot. Not enough days in the week. Yeah, I'm probably going to do Mondays. I think Loyal does Mondays, but he's over on Twitch. I know not everybody on YouTube does Twitch. Not everyone on Twitch does YouTube. So it's probably going to be Mondays. It'll be like a fun way for me to start my week as well, because I really enjoy the streams. So that's probably what we'll do. But when it's set in stone here, I will announce it. It's probably going to get set in stone here pretty quickly. So I would say just stay tuned to the Discord, or I'll schedule it, and then that'll be it. Hot Mix is 6 p.m. Mondays. Ooh, 6 p.m. Mondays. 6 p.m. What time zone? I think it's going to be before I stream, because I'll be doing 6 p.m. Central Time. The STLs are fine, but the guide took so many hours already, and now I struggle with the latest steps, but don't worry about that. I can give you access anytime it takes. Okay, cool. That sounds great. Thank you, Kevin. Okay, so what I'm curious about is the slice settings. Okay, no. So my concern was maybe that the DLP resin or the DLP printer. So, all right, FaceTime. So for anybody that's been resin printing or has been resin printing, you may or may not know, but typically with MSLA, it started off just using regular full color LCD panels, and the quality is great, they work fine. The issue is that for the light source to pass through, it takes more exposure, and so that means that each layer takes longer to cure, and it also means that you're degrading the LCD screen faster. So then monochromatic screens have become sort of the standard over the last 12 months, longer than that, but last couple of years. Monochromatic LCD screens, the light's able to pass through much easier, and because of that, you're able to cure in I think I was doing 10 to 12 seconds on a regular LCD and 3-ish seconds on an MSLA, so much quicker. And because of that, your life expectancy of the prints or of the LCD screens, I think it was, I want to say it was like 200 to 500 hours on a regular LCD screen and like 1 to 2,000 on a MSLA. So my concern was right now, after it taking so long, yeah, my concern initially was that maybe they weren't burn-in layers, but the DLP technology was requiring more time per layer, almost like a standard LCD screen. But this confirms that it's not the case. This shows right here that their default parameters for the D2 is only 2.3 seconds of exposure per layer with 28 seconds of bottom exposure time. So that's like pretty damn well right on par with MSLA, if not even a little better in my opinion. So that's awesome. Okay, oh, Central CST. So that's 1 hour. I think that will be fine then, right? If it's 6 o'clock their time, that'd be 5 o'clock my time. I wouldn't be starting until an hour after, and they usually run an hour. I think that'll be perfect. Okay, Jerry's there on Saturday. Not jealous of the PCB layout at all. Crimson Guitar Sundays and early Mondays. Yeah, I think, Lisa, it's probably gonna be Mondays. I think Mondays is a good day. I think we're committed to that. Mondays, and it'll be at 6 p.m. my time, which is 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm 1 hour ahead of where I was in California. Okay, so let's go back to the side. Let's let it go for, let's see, we're on layer 37. Layers are going so quick now. Let's let it get to like layer 50, so another 12 layers, which if they're 2.3 seconds, but there's also the lift distance and lift speed. There'll probably be another minute or two, and then we will make sure that it's sticking. Also, 18 minutes and we'll open up the giveaway for the Polymaker filament. I'm not entirely sure if it'll be every Monday or if we might start off with like bi-monthly on Mondays, like every other week. Because going from 4 streams a month to 8 streams a month is definitely going to be an increase, and I definitely feel like time is already sort of, there's not a lot of free time, but I really enjoy the live streams, and with how much stuff is going on in terms of just projects and printers and things coming in, I think that it like makes sense, so we'll see. I'm curious about the 1 second off. It's 8 p.m, not too bad. We'll need to get mom in bed while watching. Yeah, hopefully it won't be too late, Lisa. 1 second off time. Normal exposure time, off time. We should be able to see it on the plate. Yeah, I'm sure we can see it on the plate. We'll pause it. We're at 46 layers. Is it not working? Is it not pausing? What's going on here? Pause. There we go. Instantly get greasy fingerprints all over the top. I don't know if there's anything on there. Actually, it's tough to tell. I think it's working. It's transparent or translucent, so it's tough to see. I don't see anything in the build plate or like in the vat. I'm sorry, that's like stuck to it. But it is also. Oh, I think it's working. We need to go further though, especially because the fact that it is a transparent or translucent, we'll just call it clear. Because it's clear, you can't really see anything. It is very, very clear. I mean, it'll definitely fog a bit once it's cured, although we can use a clear coat, but it seems like it's working. Yeah, 2.5 millimeters. It's very, very fine. Yeah, because in total, we're at 50 layers, and in total, it's got 1,042. It's cranking away much quicker now, though. So we'll let it go for a little bit. Yeah, it's something I didn't consider when
Suggestion: the Monday streams should be projects like this that aren't as involved to build. You will be tired too. Puppies need cuddles and treats.
Thank you, Lisa, for the $4.99. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it is really nice breaking it up and doing streams like this, because obviously, like, this is much less involved. Other than setting up cameras and, you know, the streaming stuff, it's much more mindless, like a casual, I guess the word, much more like a casual hangout versus like doing something new that I haven't done before. So, and some of the stuff we've got coming up will be, a bit of both. Like, some are a little bit more complex, and some of them are kind of like this. I missed the link for the giveaway. No, you didn't miss the link. It hasn't been posted. Still 14 minutes. Make sure you completely dry it before curing, and you might cut down on the fogging. Oh, okay, got you. So clean it in the IPA, leave it out to dry fully, and then go through the curing process. So I've had the worst allergies in a while this last week. I don't smell anything, but Delilah, what are you doing? I don't smell anything, but there's been plenty of times where I've also not smelled anything, and Erin's come home and she's like, can you open a window? It stinks. So it doesn't smell terrible to me. Like, I remember, I don't want to smell the bottle directly, but it smells resiny. It smells resiny for sure. It's not the worst I've smelled, but it's definitely not the lowest odor I've smelled either. Like, the Ceratec Fast Resin was and is pretty low odor. But then, like, the Ceratec Blue or the Blue Resin, which is their tough resin, to me smells really stinky. Same with their Tenacious, smells really stinky. Yeah, I could tell you guys some of the stuff we've got coming up, or like things that need to happen. So we'll go full me for a minute. Okay, so in no particular order, we have a huge resin printer coming. I think it's actually getting delivered today or in the next couple days. It is the Pia Poly Forge, which is an absolute monster. It's actually a kit resin printer, so like that'll be kind of fun. I think it should definitely be a one stream build. Maybe we might do 2 streams on it. Maybe one stream we build it and then one stream we print and chill. But it's a monster. And the things I'm excited about is that it comes with a heated vat. It has a camera as well, although the camera uses like a third-party software, but it has the option for the camera. And then it's using most of the printers for resin printers use Chitu boards. This one uses a new board type that's like open source, or has an open source file format that looks kind of interesting. So we're doing that. There's also a CO2 laser on the way, which is going to be crazy. We won't be able to do a ton with that, but we will get it set up on stream and then run a cut or engraving or 2, and then I'll probably just open the window and try to filter the fumes out as much as I can. Project-wise, we have quite a few projects. So there is ERCF. Technical word for the day is resiny. Hey, what's up, Dutch? So yeah, ERCF needs to happen at some point. I've got all the parts printed out. Kevin's Ender 3 conversion mod needs to happen. I've also got all the parts printed out. I am just waiting on hardware, bolts. Bolts are coming from AliExpress. We have got the parts I ordered for the Voron 0.1. I just got in the parts needed to swap the switch wire from the afterburner to the stealth burner. And then I also got in the V3D breakout board for the rat rig. And then converting the KP3F. There's so many, and there's other like active ones coming in. So I just need to space like one a week at this rate. We'll never complete it, and I really want to make some progress on these things. So I'm gonna do what I can. If there's also a super cool looking Core XY printer that we're gonna be building. That's a full kit. It's mostly machined parts with a couple of printed parts that I'm excited about. And yeah, so it's all fun and exciting stuff. My biggest debacle when I'm thinking about it all is just like, how can I do more of the things? So it'll be a lot of fun. I'm excited, and hopefully at least some of the things will be exciting for everybody. What's the best non-Voron toolhead to use with the ERCF? I don't know. Hey, Polaris. In case you're interested, I designed some standalone filter boxes you can find on GitHub. Works really well on my FDM printer. Oh, interesting. I'll take a look. I have a bag of charcoal, I think, actually, for the... oh, God, what's the name of the Voron designed one, or like the Voron mod one, Nevermore. I printed out the Nevermore Micro for the V0, oh, it's not in here anymore, the V0.1, and I never installed it, but I have the charcoal. So if you have one that's kind of, I'd be interested in checking it out, absolutely. Hey, what's up, Ed? So best non-Voron toolhead. Yeah, I don't actually know. So I know from my research initially that the ERCF is definitely compatible with like any printer running Clipper. I'm almost positive that when I was at Murph, that at Fabrico's booth, there was one of the Ender 5 converted to the Mercury Core XY that was rocking an ERCF, and I think it had a EVA toolhead. I'm almost positive. The one thing I don't know is, so like for the Clockwork 2 and the Stealth Burner, which is what I'm planning on installing, there's a special version of the Clockwork that has a the box fell over. That has a Hall effect sensor, if I'm not mistaken, and that's basically so that the ERCF and the toolhead can kind of communicate with each other, I believe, as far as like filament goes. And for that, you need the sensor. And I don't know if there is a modified version of the EVA toolhead that has a place for a Hall effect sensor, or if there's a way to do it without that. I don't know. It would help if I had an ERCF that I played around with, because right now it's all like research. Like, so I've watched, like Nero's stuff on it. I've watched some of Steve's stuff on it. I've watched, talked to people a little bit. I've read through the GitHub, but until I see it in front of me, there's still a little element of mystery. But I did get the breakout board for the Stealth Burner for the ERCF as well. I didn't necessarily want the ERCF to go on the switch wire because sort of the height it's going to add to it and the placement, but it's probably the direction we're going to end up going. I should be... Oh, sick! I should be receiving my Xtool D1 Pro 20 watt laser today. I should also have a care package from BQ. Ran CB1, a couple Pi 4 CB1 setups. Awesome. I wanted to talk about the, 1 second here. Let me get a sip of this. I want to talk about the CB1 really quick. Okay, so after I made the video on the CB1 and the Manta M8P, I had maybe 3 comments from people saying that, hey, like, I can't get the Wi-Fi working on the CB1. And I had no issues with the Wi-Fi on the CB1. And so I thought, maybe it's just like an installation thing that like they're doing incorrectly, because the process is slightly different. You are still using Raspberry Pi Imager, but you need to go into a text file labeled printer or system.cfg or printer.cfg and input your SSID and your password. So I was thinking like maybe people are doing it incorrectly or they weren't doing that at all. And then I got a CB1 that I purchased from AliExpress, and it came in. I started making a video on how to flash the image to sort of just make sure that maybe my video would be a little bit more clear than Big Tree Text, because I don't think they have audio, it's just like text and stuff. And then I ran into an issue with that CB1, and the CB1 I'd flash the image, it would connect to my network for maybe 1 to 2 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, but 1 to 5 minutes, and then it would lock up, and then it would just go offline, and I couldn't connect it again. And so I reached out to Big Tree Tech about it, and they said that it is just software and that they're patching like basically the logic behind the Wi-Fi. So then they released a new image that I posted I think I shared the other day, and the new image is, it breaks the Ethernet kind of intentionally. They said if you're on Ethernet works fine, so don't worry about it, but it breaks the Ethernet, and it's supposed to fix the Wi-Fi logic. And so I installed it, and I had the same issue. And so what they've told me now is that although a big portion of it is Wi-Fi, or no, I'm sorry, a big portion of it is the actual like OS or the image itself and how it deciphers between like different Wi-Fi credentials or switching between Ethernet and Wi-Fi, there actually are some faulty CB1 units out there. I have one of them, and then I have one that works great. They said that they strengthened the connection on new CB1s where it basically mounts onto the Pi 4B or onto the Manta boards. But it does seem like there are some out there that are not working correctly, just the Wi-Fi aspect of it. So they basically told me that they've made a post on Facebook, they made a post on GitHub, and that if you get one and you have issues with the network Wi-Fi on the latest image, to contact them, and they're basically going to swap them out. So that was a lot. I am going to be doing a video on the CB1 in like 2 weeks where I'm going to show the way to flash it, grab the image, explain what I just explained, and get it up and working. But that's basically the current scenario. So when you get them, just test all the CB1s. Basically like flash the latest image if you're doing Wi-Fi. If you're not doing Wi-Fi, it's no big deal. I haven't heard of anybody having an issue running it over Ethernet. It's just something to do with the Wi-Fi connectivity on some of the CB1 chips. So yeah. So that's what's going on with that. I'm gonna do a full video on it, but honestly, you just kind of got like the, you kind of just got the video. I think that's the huge resin printer. Give me 1 sec. Hold on. Thank you. Yep. That is a beefy printer. It weighs like, I think it weighs 90 pounds, so it is definitely chunky. Yeah, check your zombie then. Switch from fluid to mainsail. It's funny, I've hardly dabbled with fluid. I've just, mainsail has been so great to me. Hey, Bear Squad, sorry, I didn't see you come in. Mainsail has been so great to me since the beginning, and like, the team's awesome. Like, I just haven't really dabbled around with it too much. Dan says CB1 is a sore point for me. How come? I'm curious. I think that I like the CB1. I mean, again, granted, like, it sucks that they're having issues, and I do feel like if they knew there was an OS image, they probably should have held back until they had a stable image for both Wi-Fi as well as Ethernet working correctly. You know, and it sucks that right now they're having some that are a little bit problematic, but once they get that hammered out, I have no doubt Big Tree Tech will. Big Tree Tech's not new. They know how to make a board. They've, you know, made plenty of boards that have been great. I think it'll be a sweet option for people. Is it the most powerful chip? No, but it's, you know, it should be sufficient. And because of how difficult it is to get a Pi 2W or a Pi 3 right now, and the upcharge, it's a nice solution, I think. Mainsail's great, just figured out how to add the printer name. Pineapple or pizza, yes or no? I am not doing that poll again, Zarek. We've already done that. Hey, it's giveaway time. Let me get the giveaway going now. Try not to melt out in this garage. Oh, dude, Steve, Aaron just showed me the temperature in California, like between yesterday and today. The heat wave looks absolutely gross. I can't decide if I prefer mainsail or fluid, so I switch back and forth. Hey, options are good. Do you know if DLP, being DLP, can print with engineering grade resins? Well, it should be able to print with, based off what I'm seeing, all the same resins that an LCD printer can print with. There are going to be some specialty DLP resins out there made for like medical industry that you definitely can print with, but it shouldn't be there should be engineering grade resins now available for standard LCD as well. Order the early release, special price, yada yada, and then delivered to the wrong address. Oh, that blows. Yeah, I'd be salty too then, Dan. That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. That's a definite unique situation, but I would also not be happy. Okay, let me get, there's chats. I'm not gonna be able to get the giveaway going. I just realized this. All right, so let's go to, let's see, I don't actually have the giveaway pulled up. It doesn't look like. What am I doing? Giveaway form. Here we go. Copy link, shorten link. Yes, okay. All right, link is going into chat, and we will we'll do a draw. We will draw in roughly 30 minutes here. Rather than CB1, my Pi doesn't want to connect to Wi-Fi. When I change the OS and it works. Interesting. I'm excited to use some of the Polymaker filament I got in Zombie. One of the things we're also going to be building is the head Adame, the 3D printable headphones. Nero also built them on stream. I had seen them for quite a long time, and then they reached out asking if we wanted to like build one, and I said, yeah, we'll definitely do a stream. I've been using my HyperX clouds for basically all things editing and everything for the last year and 8 months, and the what are they called? The cushions or whatever, like they're completely falling apart, and it's just like, it's worn. And so the idea of being able to edit 3D printing videos while wearing 3D printed headphones has me very excited. I've been using mainsail, I really like it. Haven't had a reason to try fluid, though I should look at both. Yeah, Mainsail's awesome, man. I mean, again, I'm not saying Fluid's not. I just, the development seems just insane on it. They've added so many features, even in just the, you know, year and couple months that I've been playing around with Clipper now. It's been great. Geez, 110 Riverside. Yeah, I was looking at the forecast here. Today's 101, I think. But we actually have, after today, we have like 2 weeks, or at least like the next week, week and a half of it not getting above 90, which makes me so happy. It hasn't been like that since we moved here 3 months ago. Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, they look awesome. I actually was looking at, hey, what's up 30p UK? I was looking at, let's see. I was looking at the Reddit. Reddit for, it's Victor Finesse is what it's called. And some of the color, okay, well, that's not right. What did I do wrong? I'll find it. Oh, here we go. Some of the color schemes are just freaking awesome. Let me see here. Check these out. Let's see. So this is cool. This is Matter Hackers Quantum PLA. So it's got kind of like that dual sheen. So like pinkish, purpley from the front and like more of a bluish purpley from the back. Then there's like an open version. I don't know if I like the open version as much. It's kind of cool seeing the infill. Hey, what's up, John? It's been an unusually hot summer up here. Yeah, I keep telling Aaron Pie that like we brought the heat from California. We were down to 5 degrees Celsius here this morning. Wow. Dan, what country are you in? I can't remember. Those headphones are really good. Just printed a second set for my son. Oh, sick. Yeah, that makes me so happy. And like, not saying the HyperXs aren't good, but I don't think that they're going to be any better than these. And I'm excited. Like, I'm not an audio, I don't know if they call them like how they wine snobs, like an audio snob or like an audio person per se. So my thing is like, I want to be able to listen to music, watch YouTube videos, and edit my videos, you know? These look sick. These look super sick. They went with custom moss, but this color scheme is like, oh, it's so nice. These are cool too. I'm probably just gonna go with like a black. I think they recommend PETG for at least the band portion. Although I think Nero did ABS, I'm sure he did, and other people did other things. But I might print a couple different materials because I'm even thinking like carbon fiber nylon would look kind of cool potentially. So we'll see. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe we'll decide on stream which color. Like I'll print a few options and we'll decide on stream which color we want to go with. But it's just really cool. Like they're 3D printed. I had a pair of I think they were like a little over $100 Logitech wireless headphones years ago, and I set them on my chair. And this is probably 5 years ago. I set them on my chair and I sat on my chair, and not like intentionally. You know, I set them on my chair, did some stuff, got distracted like I always do, sat down, snap. And so I broke one of these little, like, the arms on it, and I was able to 3D print it, and, has a different, damn it, John. Audiophile, that's the word, audiophile. Poland, okay, thank you. Use my, Sony expanded ones to mow the lawn today, 6 feet brush mower on my tractor for 4 hours. Damn. I just did a bunch of CUI nylon, love how it looks. My whole fit is, ooh, nice. So I was able to fix those headphones with 3D printing, but it looked kind of janky. It was like a patch job more than, like in this case, if you ever break a piece, you can just replace it. And so I like that element of it as well. I just think it's cool. I think it's super cool. I like using 3D printed products. Not that everything needs to be replaced with 3D printed stuff by any means, but I think it's pretty rad. So let's check out, what are we at now layer wise? We're at 180 layers. Let's pause it and see if we can see anything. Fingers crossed. Oh, okay, it's stinky. Resin is stinky. This resin is pretty stinky. compared to Deft, it's definitely more potent. The fumes had risen into the lid. When I took it off, I got a good whiff. I did it for science, but 10 out of 10, don't recommend doing that. Okay, well that's awesome. So can confirm, you can see already a little bit of it, but you can use, it seems like, standard LCD resin. Not that there might not be benefits of using their specialty formulated DLP resin. I also wouldn't be surprised if part of it is that like they'd prefer you to buy the resin because, well, then they make money on the resin. But this is just a standard translucent LCD resin, not DLP resin from JAYO. Oh, you know what? I have autofocus off because, there we go. Let's see. Yeah, it's looking good. It is looking great. All the little supports are hanging on there. All is well. So we can hit pause, or I mean play, and continue along. Definitely stinky resin though, guys. I don't know what was wrong with me prior. When I said I couldn't smell it, it smells more than it smells more than the Deft resin that's like my typical daily driver. Yeah, I don't mind doing resin printing in here for the sake of like the build or doing a video on it, but the garage is absolutely where the majority of it is going to be happening, and so that's where all resin printers go to live out there after. Yeah, pretty crazy, right? So Texas Instruments and them partnered up. I guess it's their I'm trying to promise you. Yeah, they partnered up. Sorry, I was reading another message now. They partnered up, I guess, with Anycubic, and apparently they have their own DLP technology. I don't know if they were the ones that created DLP. Let's see, Texas Instruments DLP. I think it's their technology. DLP Texas Instruments, industry leader in display and advanced. Texas Instruments DLP technology leads the industry in high resolution display and advanced light control solutions for personal electronics. Yeah. It actually, it's sort of funny because when we were looking at moving years ago, yeah, I think they own the patent. DLP technology is centered around the digital micro mirror device, which is an array of individually addressable, highly reflective aluminum micro mirrors. The DMD allows developers to perform high-speed, efficient, and reliable spatial light modulation. That is a fun, like, futuristic word. Using TI's proven semiconductor manufacturing capabilities. Each DMD contains up to 8 million individually controlled micro mirrors built on top of an associated CMOS memory cell. The DMD is paired with visible LED laser or lamp illumination for display. It can also support UV or IR wavelengths for light control applications. The illumination source and micro mirrors are synchronized to achieve the projected output. It's magic. It is absolutely magic. Yeah, okay, so DLP is made by Texas Instruments. Yeah, I actually applied at Texas Instruments as a engineering technician probably a year or two ago. I think it was when we were looking at moving to Texas. I believe they had a facility out there. And that's when I realized how much stuff they did. Because my idea of Texas Instruments my whole life as well has been like, yeah, I need to get their like graphing calculator, or damn it, wrong button. I need to, need to get their special calculator for my geometry or trigonometry class. But no, they make a ton of stuff at Texas Instruments. They were hiring a ton of engineering roles when I looked. Yum. All right, 15 more minutes on the giveaway. I thought DLP stood for Digital Light Process. I thought it was Digital Light Processing. DLP meaning. Nope. DLP. Is it, wait, what did I say? Did I say digital light processing? Oh, you guys can't see. It is digital light processing. Yeah, I think I was right. I have to go back, but. Yeah, it's insane. It uses a ton of microscopic mirrors. And so that's also why you get like no bleed, as well as no kind of like fuzziness around the edges, because with a typical LCD you're blocking the light. With the DLP you're not blocking the light. It's insane. Lots of little MEMS mirrors that switch between two positions. Yeah, it's pretty, keep doing the wrong thing, pretty insane. Did you ever consider streaming on MakerDeck? Could always use some more YouTube folks. Yeah, I think my biggest issue, Zombie, is another one of those like time things. Like, because, well, I guess again with MakerDeck you don't actually have to be on camera. You could just stream and like have your printer doing a thing. I haven't thought about it much more. I think ideally, if I was going to, it would make sense for me to have some kind of a setup in the garage where I can just have a machine doing a thing. But for me, I'd say time is the biggest issue with all of the current projects I'm trying to get done. It hasn't been high up on the list as far as projects compared to some of the other things that I just have that are time sensitive. Yeah, Zach Friedman, I posted his video at the beginning of this stream in the Modbot Army Discord in chat. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend checking it out. It's basically like a sponsored Anycubic video, but he does it in an awesome way where instead of instead of just talking up the machine because of it, he like really focuses on the DLP, as a technology and how it works, and makes it easy to understand and explains like how it's far superior to LCD technology. It's a great video, absolutely. We talked about it earlier actually in the stream. It's in the Discord, so you can absolutely take a look at it. It's one of the first commercial applications of MEMS technology. Oh, interesting. No worries, doesn't take much to put a camera at your printer. That's true. Let me know if you're... Yeah, absolutely. No, I will, Zombie. We sailed... Oh, sick. Where are we at? Nice. Okay, so it says we're at 1,300. I want a resin printer that doesn't smell, doesn't make a mess, and won't give me cancer. I just joined, so I missed that. Oh yeah. No, it's I like Zach's videos a lot. Like, one, he just very unique, like very clever person, very punny person, talks very quickly, which is kind of like right up my alley in terms of what I like. Just like super smart. I mean, he's dope. Like I like Zach's stuff. And so I try to watch most all of them. Erin even if Erin doesn't like really care too much for super technical stuff, she can appreciate just some of his super silly puns. But yeah, no, that was an absolutely incredible video. Yep, Texas Instruments absolutely reminds, I think that's what most people think of. They did a great job with making an amazing calculator. I missed a good chunk. What slicer is it compatible with? So they had recommended initially using their Photon Workshop, but I believe they said that it's compatible with Chitu, and they're in talks with Lychee. I don't think I have Lychee on here. I do. It probably needs to be updated. We can check both other. We can check both other slicers. I'm sure it's gonna have me update. Yeah. Update. What? Oh, here we go. Yeah, we'll update them. We've got some time right now. If you haven't joined the giveaway, be sure to do 11 minutes left, and then we are drawing a lucky winner of a spool of Polymaker filament. Yeah, that's a great question, because I mean, Yeah, I'd rather not relearn a slicer if I can just use either lychee or Chitu. Preferably both, that way, you know, everyone can use whatever they're familiar with. I love squirrels. Yeah, he also gets distracted by squirrels, 110%. It's weird, like, I am such a all over the place person. Like, I have a hard time focusing on one thing for long periods of time, but then I get like really, really clear segments of time where like I'm working on a video or a project and I can just sit there for like 4 hours without any distractions and just knock out an insane amount of stuff. The biggest curse of it is that I don't seem to get to choose what projects and when. Although nighttime it seems to be the best for me as far as insane focus goes. Giveaway is pinned. If you look up in the top of the chat, you'll see a form that's linked there, and so you just a couple of things. Oh, no D2 on lychee yet. Oh, Zarant confirms it. Is it going to open, or do I need to? Oops, I'm typing Zarant now. Lychee. Wait, what? Oh, we just did this. Chitu is definitely not updated. I haven't used resin print on this computer in a while. Is there a check for update button? We love the distractions. I also have ADHD. Yeah, I've discovered that maybe it's like in every, but like in tech, there seems to be a lot of people that I meet that are sort of similar to that, where I talk to them like, huh, they're like really like sort of spazzy and then super like, I don't know. There's a lot. Has Bamboo fixed the spaghetti detector on their printer? I have no idea. I didn't test out the spaghetti detective at all because it wasn't a thing when I tested the printer initially, and I haven't ran into, I don't think I've run into any spaghetti issues. The only failure I've really had was the one on stream after I moved where we printed a benchy and the build plate was dusty. There's a fly in here. Okay, let's, Lychee's doing its thing, but it doesn't seem to be really doing its thing. Let's download the latest Chitu. Oh, there we go. Come on, dude. Now it's doing its thing. But yeah, let's download the latest Chitu as well. And Chitu $50. And see if it's in there. Found the pin, nice. Maybe under help. Try leaving the stream and coming back, then hitting the like button. You're the only creator I paid a sub to, trust me. Oh, thanks, Dan. I appreciate it. I honestly don't know how to be any other way. It's just, it's how I've been like, oh, I don't want to buy pro. What are we doing here? There we go, basic. We are basic, and that's what we're rolling with. Yeah, I don't know how to be any other way, man. I also didn't even realize, it took me a long time in my life to realize that I was that way. Like, I just thought like I was a troublemaker or something like that. I mean, I was when I was younger, but it kind of makes more sense now. So I have to download. I have to sign up to download. I'm gonna turn off this real quick. Even the free version? It's probably how it's always been. All right. Incorrect password. Of course it is. I don't know what the hell my password is. Incorrect password. Oh, come on, guy. Oh, now I have to do a verification mode. It thinks I'm a bot. Come on. All right, I don't know my password. I'm gonna reset it. N3MF. Lisa, did you end up ordering the I prefer 80. Did you end up ordering the build plate, PEI build plate for the bamboo? You are a bot. You're not wrong, I guess, right? Okay, password recovery. Click this big link. Reset password. Please enter new password. Okay. Successfully modified. All right. So can we download this? Please let us download this. All right, now it wants to. There we go. And now it wants me to dude. All right, Chitu's not winning any favor points with me, or any brownie points. All right, we've done it. We've done the thing. All right, Lychee's done doing its thing. So Zarent says no. Let's just check for fun on the latest version. I'm sure it's not 2 because if I remember, they said that they are. Oh, Lisa, I tagged you. I tagged you in a. Yeah, you guys are right. You guys are right. Yeah, I tagged you that I ended up ordering a textured PEI bed off of AliExpress. Oh God, what's the company that makes the beds? Zarent, you like them? What's the company that makes pretty inexpensive powder coated beds that are pretty good quality? Someone else knows. It's not OSEC. The one like the low cost ones. Oh, interesting. They released official PEI beds. I ordered them from AliExpress from Energetic. Thank you, John. Yeah, I ordered them from Energetic. Why can't I? Oh, no scroll. Yeah, I think it'll probably be here in about a week. I ordered just one. I know that I think I saw that they had mentioned PEI on their website, but like the official website, not Energetic, but Bamboo. I thought I saw something, and I don't know if it was powder coated or not. But yeah, I just decided because the CNC machine is still needing work, that it made more sense to buy one since they're pretty inexpensive versus buying a bigger PEI bed and cutting it down with the CNC. Okay, so 3D printer, add Anycubic. Okay, so as Zarent said, it's not here yet. They've got the Photon Ultra. I'm sure it will be added to Lychee. They had said that they were working on it. So then let's do really quickly. Let's get this Chitu installed, and then we'll draw our winner. Detected the installation. Do you want to install it first? Sure. Yeah, well, Honey Badger, I haven't used the Honey Badger once, but I've heard great things. I got to see them at Murph. They look awesome. I also like that they're black. I just kind of like, I like the gold look of the PEI, but if you're going for a sleek look with your printer, the black looks, do you want to continue installing it as well? Looks awesome. And they're in the States instead of having to order from AliExpress. Usually I don't order the Energetic ones from AliExpress because I'm not patient, and when I want a PEI bed for a printer, I'm like, I need it quicker. Do you want to? Okay. Oh, sick. Interesting, because I had asked Bamboo about that maybe 3 to 4 weeks ago, and I was told nothing. I was told that there was some guy on Facebook making them, which is, has been the case. But they didn't mention anything about. Okay, yeah. Okay, so right now it's in Chitu, and then they've got Photon Workshop, but it should be in Lychee pretty soon as well. So very nice. Yeah, I've heard great things about OSEC. They're PEI, right? I'm a little bit sad because they had reached out like when they were first launching, asking if I wanted to test it out, and I wasn't sold. I was like, oh, it just looks kind of like a, it just kind of looks like a PEI bed. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe it was more like a BuildTak looking bed. And then it told you when it was hot, which I felt was like, okay, it's kind of cool, but kind of gimmicky. But everyone that I've talked to has said it's like, everyone I've talked to said it's like the greatest thing ever. 1 second. It's another. There's nobody out there, dude. What are you barking at? Huh? You crazy? Yeah, everyone that's tested them out has been saying nothing but like phenomenal things about them. So I'm like, huh. Oh, it is PEI. Okay. I like the OSEC for ABS. I might need to pick one up. It's like the Prusa Satin sheet, but better. I have the Prusa Satin sheet as well somewhere around here, and I haven't used that one either. But okay, that's good to know. What do you recommend for first resin printer? It depends. I mean, I feel like there's less variables between resin printers compared to FDM, but your budget's a huge factor. Obviously, your goal is a huge factor as well. Goal is huge, right? Like if you're trying to do cosplay stuff, you're probably going to want a bigger resin printer than someone that's looking to do like tabletop stuff. So it really depends on what your specific application is. Oh, it's time to do. If you have not joined the giveaway, I'm going to be unpinning it and then closing it in 60 seconds. And then we will draw. Zarek got his OSEC last week. How long was the order to delivery time for you, Zarek? Leave a circle of color changing film on your build plate. Huh. Leave a circle of color changing film on your build plate to let you know if it's still hot. My OSEC is showing it's slightly hot because the ambient temp is so high here right now. I'm putting PDG. Oh, interesting. I was going to ask about that. So you're not using any sort of glue stick to prevent the PTG from bonding to it? That's good to know. That's always my issue. Like, that's one of the reasons I love powder-coated PEIs. I don't have to really worry about it. While so many sheets I've used end up welding to a printed part. It took a while. Okay. Okay, let's let me get this giveaway going on. Let's see here. If you have not, please hit the like button. It would be cool to try to hit 100 likes. Okay, so we have got how many entries? 66 entries. And we are going to grab all of these names. And we are going to copy. And we are going to paste. Wheel of names. Alright, I'm going here. I print PTG on the onto flat PEI. Wait. I'm gonna read both these things really quick here. Let's make this the back order for 1 week, but I ordered it, got it 6 months. Oh wow, jeez. Okay. 60. I print PTG onto flat PEI as a first layer to prevent ABS. So you print the ABS on top of the PETG? I'm super interested in that. Okay, so we are doing our weekly giveaway of a spool of Polymaker filament. Ship it, most everyone knows, but after the stream ends, I will contact the winner via email or Discord, send you a form. You just put your ship to address, the spool of ABS, PLA, PETG, or ASA that you want, and Polymaker will have their elves get your filament and deliver it to you. So massive thank you to Polymaker. They are absolutely awesome. They have been supporting the channel for the last few months, and I'm incredibly thankful. If you are interested in getting some Polymaker filament, links are in the description. And it does also support the channel and let them know that we are sending some people their way. So a massive thank you to them. Let's go ahead and do this. Good luck, everybody. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. CRS, you were so close. Mr. Jada, congratulations. We'll do, we gotta do our confetti and our cheer. It's part of our thing. Congratulations, awesome. I will shoot you an email later on today then. And wait, confetti, get off. There we go. I'll shoot you an email later on today and get you the forms so you can get your spool material. I never know on the end if it's gonna roll over. At first I was like, is it CRS one that rolled over? Yeah, congratulations, Shona, that's awesome. It's exciting. Well, I think last week was the first week where we had a person had won 2 spools now. So it is cool seeing people get their first roll. We are on layer 316 of 1042. There's 2 hours and 12 minutes left. Today might be a shorter stream because I'm just thinking like not exactly a whole lot of things we can do while the resin printer is running. Oh, what to do? Yeah, maybe we will just do kind of a short stream. There's gonna be some longer ones. Next, there's 2 massive boxes that just showed up for the Poly Forge resin printer, and that will be interesting. One, just getting the thing on camera because of how tall the thing, like on top of here, it's probably going to be towering over the camera. And also just having me and nobody to help hold things when I assemble it will be also interesting. Should be entertaining. So that'll likely be what we're going to do next week on Wednesday. Unless I decide to start streaming on Monday. We'll figure it out. JC, he'll chit you an email. I like that. Anyone help E3 N3V2 setting up Clipper keeps saying printer.cfg error. Printer.cfg error typically means that you're missing your printer.cfg. I mean, not always. It could be a setting within it, but usually if it's specifically saying printer.cfg error, that means that you either didn't create your printer.cfg file or that you created it, but it's in the wrong directory. It needs to be under, is it Clipper or Clipper out folder? I can't recall offhand right now. But do I have any machines that are on? We can plug, here. Let's turn on the rat rig. If I weren't half broke, I'd just splurge and buy some Polymaker ASA and What's PVB? Yeah, post in the Discord. Someone should be able to help you in the... Okay, Clipper output. Okay, so it's the Clipper out folder. Yeah, so, I mean, brief explanation. When you are running Clipper, you need a printer.cfg file. The printer.cfg file in Clipper is similar to the configuration.h file, sort of, in Marlin, sort of. And it basically defines all of your printer's parameters. So how's it connected? What's the serial ID if it's needed? What's the pin for your hot end? What's the pin for your fan? And if you have an Ender 3 V2, then your best bet is to just Google Clipper printer.cfg configurations or Clipper configuration directory. And there's a massive directory of printer.cfg files, and you will most definitely, I will show you that. Let me just real quick. We have a little pause right now. So let's go Clipper, just go Clipper, oops, come on. config directory. And if we go here, example configurations, then there's located in the config directory, and you'll get this big old list of printers or generic stuff that gives you a starting point. But because you have a Ender 3 v2, there is very likely an Ender 3 v2 config. So all you need to do is create a file called config or printer.cfg, and basically copy and paste this info in here. And I don't know if you actually need to update the port. You might be fine on this one. But the cool thing is, so if you don't want to like FTP or anything like that, you can just go to your, so this is where you'd be seeing your error, right? Like somewhere up here. You can go down to machine, and you can just click right here on create file, and you can literally just name it printer.cfg, and then copy and paste that over there. Huh, chat overlay just isn't scrolling, right? Very odd. But yeah, I would say check out the oh, whoa! Dude, chat went bananas. That's crazy. It caught up now. I used file after copying and paste to Clipper. I used file after copy. Yeah, you're gonna have to hop in the Discord, man, and probably show some screenshots of what you're working with. That's about the extent of probably what I can explain it to on the spot. I know this is completely, oh man, I missed a lot. Sorry, y'all. I want to try a save and broke. Print it. I know this is completely random, but my CR10 Mini, which I have modified, has an external bed heater power board thing, and the board almost burned to the ground. Should I replace the PSU? The external bed heater power board thing. Are you talking about a MOSFET? Mine shows in root directory where I'm supposed to put in new file. Yeah, so not in root directory. Clipper out is, I guess, what the folder is if you want to drag it via FTP or whatever, or using command line, move it. But it's also easy just to do what I showed on screen with the web interface. PVB is similar to PLA, but it can be smooth using isopropyl alcohol. It does sound like polysmooth. You can rename one of the backups, or you can rename one of the backups. That's what I need to do. Just a matter of getting supplies, follow the setup for the broadcast video, we'll work the same. Well, we've got some time, so it's, I don't mind, you know? I haven't been able to answer nearly as many video comments as I would have liked to lately. It's been a struggle. Luckily, a lot of times other viewers will also chime in and help out, which is awesome. Should check on this in a second. I know the second Erin comes home, she's gonna hate the smell, so I'm probably gonna be closing this room up. Yeah, so far, it seems like this resin's working well as far as sticking goes, but if you have to have your resin printer indoors and low odor is something important to you, which it definitely has been for a lot of people that have reached out and talked to me, I wouldn't recommend it for low odor. I wouldn't say this is a low odor resin. Did I spill water? No. I think I was wrong. Clipper out is where you get the bin file. I think there's an actual Clipper config. Yeah, I know Clipper out is definitely where when it generates the bin file that you're flashing, you'd go to grab it. I always just do it through the GUI or through Mainsail. It's so easy to create, click new file, name it, and then copy paste stuff. Yeah, I think it might be a short stream today, y'all. Because I know that we've got some upcoming long streams, and I have no idea what the build time or build length is gonna be. Let's actually take a quick look. Let's do this for fun here. If I go to poly, forge, assembly, support. All right, let's check this out really quick. It's Clipper config. Oh, okay. So it's the Clipper config directory that the printed out. That makes sense. Thank you, G20. Okay, so this is what we're gonna be building next week. It's got 2 boxes. It's probably gonna take us a little while to put this together. Build the frame, mount the panels, install the door, plug in cables, plug in antenna, level it. Yeah, I don't even know if we'll actually print on this thing next week. It might just be building it and then, I don't know, it'll be interesting. Other parts of one of those Noctua fan fume extractor bills using HEPA filters and activated carbon, so I think I'll be able to print ASA and such without much stink. Yeah, that should really help. Well, I gotta head out. It was fun hanging out. Have a good one, y'all. Hey, have a great night, Alien. We're probably gonna call it in a second here. I did check it. Is the MOSFET the middle output burned up? I would probably just replace your MOSFET board. I mean, I think MOSFET boards are pretty inexpensive, so maybe buy 2 of them, and if it happens again, like monitor it after you change it. If it happens again or you start to see it like, I don't know, like magic smoking, then I would say power supply is probably have issues. If you have a multimeter, you can also check on the output of the power supply. Head to bed now. DM'd you my OSIC answer per Discord since you ignored it. Oh, sorry, Zarin. I'll check it in Discord. It happens all the time. Like the chat, I just miss stuff. I got late here. Did you do all the usual filament giveaway? Yeah, we did do our filament draw already. Hey, what's going on, Dur? Yeah, I think we're going to call it, y'all. I am going to eat some food, and I will definitely post the results of this. But it looks like things are going great. Let's do one final thing. Let's pause this, take a look at it, make sure it's still looking good. But yeah, I'll post. Why does pause not work? Okay, I think you have to. There's like certain times you can hit pause. I will post. Don't breathe. I will post the results in the Discord later on. It's looking pretty cool though. 1 second here. Manual. Autofocus. Click on the thing. Yeah, it's looking pretty cool. It seems like the resin is doing a good job. Which is exciting, because my concern was that I wasn't entirely sure. Oh, no, it's not. No, we're having some issues. I lied. We're having some issues. So, the supports seem to have pulled off on the sides. I am going to let it continue to print because I'm just sort of curious to see what the end result looks like. And then I will swap out this resin and try the resin that they include, or not that they didn't include any resin, the resin that I bought, which is their DLP specific resin, and see if there's a difference. Now, it does seem like it's curing, so I can't say for certain that it's the resin that's the issue. It could be that it's transparent or translucent and it wasn't sliced for that, so maybe I need to increase the print layer times. But yeah, the outside's looking fine. The left and right side, it looks like the supports, it is pulled off from the support. So I'm still gonna let it continue. It's not a ton of resin, and I just think it'll be interesting to see sort of what it looks like. But that is interesting. Thanks again. Yeah, absolutely, no worries. I had to be no died or yeah, congratulations again, Joda. And I'll email you in a little bit later on to give you that giveaway link. But thank you everybody for hanging out. Thank you to, I think we got, let's see here. I know G-Funny and Pi and Zombie all gifted subs, so thank you very much for that. So we also got a new a membership, I'm sorry. We also got a new membership, which I think was Gunner and Red Giant. And then thank you, Emid, Inappropriate, and Lisa for the donations, and yeah, everybody for hanging out. So unless something changes and the CO2 laser ends up showing up prior, which I don't think it will because the freight still doesn't show anything, next week we'll be building the massive resin printer. And then after that, we will get back to, well, either laser stuff or FDM stuff. But it's been kind of fun. It's been kind of fun to play around with some resin stuff, and I think that this is not a whole lot has been happening in the resin world. It's been just like higher quality LCD screen, and that's really been it. That's the main thing. And so to see like the technology of DLP come down to the sub $1,000 range is really exciting. And the Forge, the reason why I agreed to the Forge is it's huge, but that's definitely not the key reason. It has some of the things that I've been wanting to see in resin printers, which is a heated vat for engineering resins, as well as like they're using like an open source board or open source file format, which is cool to see, especially after kind of the interesting stuff Chitu was doing last year. And then it also has a camera in there. So it just has some features that I haven't really seen in resin printers. So I think it'll be a ton of fun. But yeah, on that note, I'm going to end the stream. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and hopefully we will see everybody next Wednesday. I don't think we'll stream Monday yet. I think we'll wait. Maybe the following Monday will be our first Monday stream. So have a great week. Thanks for hanging out, and if you have not, hit the like button.